how's it going? Welcome to episode 29 of the MastoCast, the monoblog podcast hosted by yours truly, MastoDan. The podcast where I talk about all sorts of crap, babbling crap. That's an Alan Partridge reference. Bunch of women talking babbling crap. But yeah, there we go. That's how we're starting off with an Alan Partridge quote. How's it going? Hope you're having a nice weekend. If you listen to this on the Saturday as it comes out. Yeah, apologies for being late. Because of the way work panned out and everything. It meant that I had to, I was just tired basically from work. I was aiming to record the podcast after work, on a Tuesday night. I was too tired, and then I thought I'm going to see Spanish love songs on Friday night, so I could just record it the next day and upload it on the Saturday, and then I've got all the chat of Spanish love songs and everything. So yeah, I've go on about that. Another thing to mention as well is last week I did say that I was going to have Jake on the podcast to talk about our top 50 albums, but we're actually going to do that next week instead, as we were down on the microphone. But that will be sorted for next week. I do guarantee that for episode 30 episodes. Mad that, innit? Anyways, hope you're having a good weekend. Like I said, thanks everyone who's listened to the previous episodes or any other previous ones, and thank you to the people who popped in on the Twitch stream we had the other day, where we just made some really weird, funky, commercially type track. It was really good fun actually. If you haven't heard it, the track will be played at the end of the podcast, and if you want to listen to it in audio format, it is as a single thing. It's on a SoundCloud, which is linked in the podcast description below. So that's a SoundCloud. There's a playlist on there called Minis, and it's so far it's got 3 of the tunes that I've recorded on Twitch, which is great. It's really, really great. And it's just a good laugh. It's just a good laugh. Having everyone online and writing some silly music, put it down, just making something. It's just good fun, isn't it? It's just really, really good fun. Anyways, yeah, got a couple of gigs to talk about, and video game stuff to talk about, and as well as I opened the floor to some questions as well. I managed to get one this week, which is all good. So yeah. Anyways, I finished Resident Evil? Spider-Man 2. I don't know why Resident Evil came, because I was going to say Resident Evil 2, but no, I actually mean Spider-Man 2. I finished Spider-Man 2 finally, the campaign for that game, and yeah, I thought I'd chat about that a bit, really. So I'm generally not really a Marvel person, right? I don't really delve into the Marvel universe. It's not really for me. I'm not really into the comics, the movies, or anything else like that. I do make an exception for a couple. I didn't really mind the first Avengers movie. I think it got a bit silly after that, and the Iron Man movies are alright. They're quite good. But to be honest, whenever I've tried any other ones, in that Marvel universe, I couldn't really get into them. But there is one major exception that I'm yeah, I fuck with these ones, Spider-Man in general. I like the movies, and I love the video games, and for me, Spider-Man 2, it's the best one out there for me, from all the ones I've played. I've not played all of them, obviously. I've played the first one that came out on the PlayStation 1, which is a classic. I love that one. I played, the first Spider-Man game that came out on the PS4, Miles Morales. I 100% of that and Platinum Date. I love that one. And I just think Spider-Man 2 is just put 2 and 2 together. Basically the first Spider-Man and Miles Morales together, and just made this absolute behemoth of a game, which I think is just really, really, really strong and brilliant, and just awesome. I absolutely love it. I'm not really good with words. I'm not really a good reviewer. I'm not an actual game reviewer or music reviewer, even though I do this on this podcast. But I love video games. I love talking about them. But anyways, Spider-Man 2. It's absolutely excellent. I've been glued to it ever since I got it for Christmas. Off Haley, shout out. I've just been playing it like day in, day out. I haven't played anything else, to be honest. Apart from like the odd game like at work or like on my Switch or whatever. But like I just got so addicted to the game. And what I like about it is just how much more expansive it is than what Miles Morales is, and like it just takes a little bit longer to finish as well. Like Miles Morales, I just thought was just a bit too short. I think Spider-Man 2 is just a little bit longer. Like I managed to finish the whole game in, I believe, 19 hours, and that's not just sticking to like the story. Like I've been, like, say if I'm on my way to like a main objective, I'll do like, you know, some of the side quests here and there, like the photo ops or the memory ones and that sort of thing, or you know, fighting crime, that sort of stuff. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. Like the game is just absolutely stunning. Like I don't think I could ever go back to any of the other Spider-Man games, like from the PS4 era. Like just because I could literally just load up my PS5 and I'm straight into the game. Like you would be playing as Peter Parker or Miles Morales, and you'd be perched up somewhere, and you're just straight into the game, like swinging around, and just like it just flows effortlessly. Like it just the whole gameplay experience of Spider-Man 2, I just found is just like flows really well. Like just no glitches or anything like that. Like the game is really tight. Like it is just like the gameplay is just absolutely effortless. Like there's nothing wrong with it. No glitches or anything, or you know, I don't play this game and feel like there needs any like bugs fixing or anything like that. Like it's absolutely perfect in every other way. And I think the story in this game is just like really strong, with you know, Venom coming into play, and you had like the all the stuff kicking off with the Ravens and all. Like you didn't know how long they'd be in the gameplay for, and there was a few twists and turns here and there. Like I'm not obviously going to spoil a story for anybody who has not played it, but I will say play it. Just give it a go. I reckon it'll end up going on PlayStation Network at some point for free within the next year or two. Like I know the first Spider-Man has done, and I know Miles Morales has, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get that for free to play. But yeah, it is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I've played it non-stop. It's an amazing looking game. I'm still playing it now, to be fair. I want to try and get that platinum like I did on Miles Morales, 100% it. But like now that I've finished it, like I'm not going to be glued to it as much, so I can, you know, work from my backlog of games. So I have finally started Ocarina of Time on the Switch. So obviously Nintendo 64 game. I got a Nintendo 64 controller for Christmas as well, off Haley, shout out. And because basically I never tend to ask for anything for Christmas or my birthday or anything like that. Usually I'm really happy with whatever I get. Like I don't want anyone to spoil anything on me, and you know, I just basically said to Haley, like, if you get me this controller, I'll be happy. Like I just asked for that, and like she got me it. And the sole purpose of this controller was to play Nintendo 64 games, especially starting off with Ocarina of Time, and maybe eventually going to Majora's Mask this year. So yeah, I've started Ocarina of Time, which is on the Nintendo Switch Online server, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm really enjoying it so far, and you know, it's not obviously. It's going to be hard for me to be like mind blown or anything as of yet. I mean, because I've only been playing it for about 2 hours so far. I've been in the Deku Tree and done like the little dungeons and that sort of thing. Played a boss. So now I'm at Hyrule, and yeah, like the graphics on like the NSO just like look really great. And like all the mechanics are there. It's really cool to play so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm just so glad I've finally started this game, because I know how much everyone goes on about how amazing Ocarina of Time is, and I'm very late to the Zelda camp as it is. So, you know, I've started off with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So, you know, I consider them games to be absolute 10 out of 10 masterpieces. So, yeah, I know a lot of people hold Ocarina of Time to that caliber as well. So you know, I can't imagine me picking it over Breath of the Wild or anything like that at the moment. But one thing I can say is I'm really, really enjoying it, and you know, just consider me a Zelda fan now, like a proper Zelda fan. Like, you know, I've also done a little bit of oh goddamn, what's it called? What the hell is it called? Super Nintendo Zelda. Uh, Link to the Past, is it? Yeah, Link to the Past. Yeah, I played a bit of that, and that game rules as well. So yeah, I'm intending on going fully in on the Zelda franchise for sure. Um, but yeah, I've started that now, so I'm basically going to be doing a bit of both, like trying 100% Spider-Man and playing a bit of Zelda. In fact, I'm going to take it to work with me and play a bit of it because it fucking rules. So yeah, I'm going to be playing that. So I'll be talking about that more and more as we get into the podcast, like for the next few weeks, I imagine. Because from what I've heard, it's quite a long game. I had a look. It takes between 26 to 37 hours to complete. So it might take me a bit of time, but you know, I'm here for it. I'm really, really here for it. Like it looks awesome. It looks really, really, really awesome. Anyways, that's it for video games, isn't it? So that's it. I have got a question that needs answering, and it needs answering. So I took to Instagram and I posted, would anyone like to ask me a silly question for the podcast, as I'm going to be recording it. And one person has replied, and it actually comes from Ashley Amelia. Actually, sorry, before I get into it, if you do want to post questions into the podcast or anything like that, anything dumb, silly, stupid, or whatever, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's just, the handle is just MastoDan92. I'll be posting in stories every now and then. Like I'll be recording the podcast if you got any silly questions to put in. And same with the Discord, which the link is in the description. The link for everything is in the description of the podcast, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify or whatever. So yeah, if you want to ask questions, do that. Anyways, Ashley Amelia, right? So this is a really good one, actually, and I haven't actually had a chance to think about it. So you had a dream about sandwiches. So what's your dream sandwich? That is a fucking great question. That is a great, great, great question. Yeah, thank you very much for that question, Ashley Amelia. Really, really appreciate that. So my dream sandwich. So let's start with the bread. Okay, bread. It's got to be like a nice sort of like the crust of the bread's got to be quite crispy, like a tiger loaf, but like that it's got to be nice and on the inside it's got to be nice and soft. I think like a nice light soft sort of bread, ever so slightly toasted, if you get me. Layer pack butter all the time, obviously, and you know what, I just love cheese sandwiches a lot. So my perfect one would be like I don't know. Like obviously I know what bread I always want. I always know what butter I want. Layer pack, obviously, just tastes fucking incredible. You know what? A really nice cheese, like an extra mature cheddar type thing. Okay, extra mature type cheddar type cheese is always a winner in a sandwich. With some like chicken, just like some nice roasted chicken in there, like a chicken in a cheese sandwich, like really nicely roasted, quite spicy cheesy chicken sandwich is just a winner. There used to be a place where I order from called Fresh, and they did unreal sandwiches, absolutely unreal sandwiches, like paninis and that sort of thing. And there was like this cheesy chicken one I used to get, and it's oh god, it's so good. Oh God, you're making me want to get a sandwich now, Ashley. God damn. Obviously, we're referring to the last episode where I was having where I was dreaming about the whole sandwich situation of the vending machines at work, which I'm still sober from, by the way. 20 days sober from the vending machines. I haven't had any dreams ever since, but yeah, my dream sandwich would be like a cheesy, chickeny type sandwich. I know some people might find that gross, probably, but I love cheese. I love chicken. I might as well have just said like a Parmo sandwich or something like that, but I just feel like that would just be like too obvious. But like a chicken that's quite peppery, quite spicy, nicely roasted with a cheese that's like melted a little bit, and yeah, a nice crusty bread, but very light, I guess. I hope this is making you all hungry. But yeah, thank you very much for your question, Ashley. I'll talk about some of the gigs that I've been to. So, anyways, last night I went to see Spanish Love Songs at the Stylus in Leeds. Really, really great venue. Not too big, not too small. It's in the university campus of Leeds, and it's got a nice high stage. Sounds always great. They've got like an LED backdrop so bands can like put the logo up and everything, which is great. And they've got like some barriers like round the sides, like at a higher level, so you can, if you don't want to get in the pit, you can watch from there. It's a great venue. It's really, really great. So we got there. There was a band on called Suds, who I was not familiar with at all. I wasn't familiar with any of the support bands going into it, but Suds I did not know of. They're signed to Big Scary Monsters, who are a good label. I've got some good bands on there. And they had a nice vibe to them, like kind of Mac DeMarco-y in places. Very sort of I don't know, like the Beths, if you're familiar with them type of bands. Like very sort of light rock, chilled vibes. They were quite good. Like quite. I think they were quite a young band, like in their early 20s, bless them, and like they seemed like quite shy because they were just like, thank you very much for watching us. This is like the biggest gig we've ever played. Oh, this is very lovely, thank you. And like the bass player would just be talking like, the next song we're gonna play is like I gotta do a shouty bit in the verse. Just to let you know, I'm not shouting at you though. It's just the verse got a shouty bit, and I've got to do it. So sorry if I feel like I'm shouting at you. I'm not. And then like the verse would come in, and it was just basically raising his voice. He wasn't like Jamie Jaster in it or anything like that. He wasn't he wasn't doing like fucking Lorna Shaw or anything. He was just like, he just slightly raised his voice a bit when singing this verse. But it sounded good though. It sounded good. I just found it quite funny. I just thought I'd point it out. Like, no, fair play to Suds. They were a good opener. They were pretty cool. So there was another band called Heart Attack Man, who I've heard the name of, but not listened to. And I'm not really into the whole pop punk genre or anything or anything like that. To be honest, like I know that's where Spanish Love Songs come from, so I wasn't really, like I wasn't really looking into the support bands or anything. So I've heard the name Heart Attack Man, and I was very, very, very well impressed, because it's a good type of pop punk that I like. The sort of pop punk that, isn't too overproduced, not too sappy, very sort of scrappy, dirty, very one of the front men has got like a chip on his shoulder type of thing. Like it reminded me of like Military Gun and like Military Gun, Drug Church, with like crossed with like a band like the Wonder Years, like that. Like I'd take a band like the Wonder Years like as a good like pop punk type band really for me. Like that's where I sort of draw the line. Like I don't like the sort of pop punk that is very backwards cap, fucking really, really polished. Like, I'm going to my parents' basement and they pizza. Any of that sort of shit. I'm sorry for anyone of you who's a pop punk fan who just heard that and got offended. But yeah, I'm not really into that sort of thing. But no, these were really cool, like quite melodic, really cool sort of like twin lead guitar parts, very very scrappy guitar tone, very loud and raucous. It was really really good. Yeah, Heart Attack Man, really good. I'm gonna give them a listen. Actually, I've added them to my Spotify. Yeah, Heart Attack Man were great. So obviously, Spanish Love Songs came on next. They headlined it. This was their biggest headline show to date. They've still got the rest of their UK run to do. Like, they've still got London and that. But this one was their biggest one as of this moment. And I fucking love this band so much. Ever since I discovered them when I released Schmaltz about 5-6 years ago, so about 5 years ago they released it, and they are just a brilliant band. And this is the third time I've seen them, and this is the best time I've definitely seen them. They sounded amazing. The set list is just a set list full of bangers now. They've got 3 albums out, and they're able to pick loads of fucking great songs out of all of them albums and just create a set list that is so anthemic and so emotional and raucous and just full of energy. And yeah, I just had the absolute best time. Like, they picked all the songs that I wanted, and they even missed a couple where I was like, oh, the fucking hell, they didn't play this, they didn't play that. And like, but they still had a set list full of bangers. It's insane. And you know, I went on about them a few episodes ago where I literally called the episode "Listen to Spanish Love Songs," because their latest album, No Joy, is brilliant, and their other albums are brillianter, in my opinion. So, god damn, you need to listen to this band if you're into the whole scene of like pop punk, like Menzinger's Gaslight Anthem, One Diaz. You know, you've got to check them out because they're fucking great. I absolutely love the Spanish Love Songs. Just listen to them. Like, because last night it was awesome. The whole room was just absolutely there for them. Everyone was just like singing so loudly for all the choruses that band has put out. Like, just proper tugging onto your shirt, scream your heart out type lyrics. Like, you know, the lyrics are very sort of focused on depression and just like really more of like love songs and all that sort of stuff. And it's just like you could just feel the energy and the emotion coming from the crowd and from the band themselves as well. Just like tight as fuck. Dylan is like really really entertaining as well. Like he sounded great. He had a good crack on with the crowd and everything like that. So yeah, just massive shout out to Spanish Love Songs. They're great. I look forward to the next time they play wherever, because they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's Spanish Love Songs. And the Tuesday before that, I went to see one of the biggest UK headline tours that a metal band is doing at the moment. Is it safe to call Bring Me the Horizon a metal band? Because they jump through a lot of genres at the moment. But yeah, of our sort of, you know, generation, I guess. Sorry, this current generation of rock, alternative, metal type bands, like Bring Me the Horizon are probably one of the biggest at the moment, and this is the biggest UK tour that's happening of that genre at the moment. You know, it's a big UK tour, lots of dates. The majority of them are sold out, and like I think to be honest, they're all sold out bar 2 that weren't sold out. I had like a handful of tickets left, but still, I was very very excited for this because as I've explained on a couple of podcasts ago, like Bring Me the Horizon at Download last year, like for me was the highlight. That was the best one. So I was very very excited for this Newcastle date. I went and saw them at Newcastle Arena, and yeah. So anyways, I'll talk about the support bands as well first. So Static Dress opened the show. Static Dress are a band from Leeds, sort of post-hardcore type band, like a band that I really 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 like. I've seen them a handful of times. Like, they all seem to pop up on like festival bills and like support slots and everything. I've seen them support Fuel for a Friend. I've seen them at Slam Dunk, seen them at Download, that sort of thing, and they've always been really really great. Like Slam Dunk last year, in fact, I think they were my favourite band of the festival because they were just so good. They've got a good vision. They've got a good sound. They've got a great album out called Rough Carpet Disaster at the moment. Their debut album. And so yeah, I was very, very excited to see them again at Newcastle, like opening up for Bring Me the Horizon. You know, a big stage for them, like a good chance for them to get their name out there and everything. It's just a shame that the sound just let them down big time for me. So like, I watched them. I watched the set. The band were there, obviously, and like they put a lot of energy into their performance. Like all the songs are great and everything. Like they looked great, but the sound just let them down big time. They were so quiet. Like I couldn't believe how quiet they were. Like I stood, like I began stood just where the sound desk was, about halfway of the floor of the arena, and I was like, I can't. They're so quiet. I need to fucking walk down. I need to go walk down and actually listen to this. So, like, I had to get pretty close to the front and like just to like sort of hear them at a good volume. And even then, I was just like, this isn't very loud. Yeah, I was quite gutted about it really, and Static Dress are a great band, and I just wanted them to come out, punch everyone in the face. Not literally, but metaphorically with their music and like gain a shitload of fans. I mean, I hope they did. I really, really do hope they did. But like, there just wasn't much atmosphere going on for them from what I saw, and I just wish that the sound was better for them. I think if the sound was a bit louder for them, I think people would have picked up on them a bit more, and they would have got a bit more of a reaction. So. Yeah, it was just a bit of a shame, really. So, yeah, Static Dress, great as per usual, but the sound just let them down big time. They were just so quiet. I just wish sound engineers at gigs, I mean, would, give these bands the time of day. If you're at your mixing desk and you think that it sounds too quiet or whatever, or anything needs adjusting, then just do it. Like, just do it, man. Because if I was sat behind that desk and I was hearing what I was hearing, I wouldn't be happy about it. I'd fucking turn the bastards up. Like I was quite upset about that. So next up after Static Dress was Cassiette, the solo artist. She has a band. She has a debut album coming out, and has gained quite a lot of popularity really within like the Kerrang alternative rock sort of fan base, I guess. And I've seen Cassiette before, and this time I felt the same about her set really. I found Cassiette pretty boring, to be honest. There are two things about this really. I don't want to completely shit on her or anything like that, because new artist and all. I got an album coming out and everything. So, I don't want to completely fucking say shit about it. Because, for someone, in their 20s, solo artist, getting on an arena tour for Bring Me the Horizon, like, fucking good for her. Good for her. Good for her in a band. Brilliant. That's good stuff. But, yeah, a couple of issues, really. The songs, she hasn't got any good songs. I just, like, it's a type of alternative pop rock that she is doing, and each song that was being played in a half-hour set, I just wasn't sensing any bangers at all. I wasn't sensing anything memorable. I couldn't get any hooks. I couldn't get a thing. Nothing about it. It was just and it wasn't. It's not like it was, oh, this music's not for me. It was just because I do like that type of music, but it was just a case of like these songs don't sound strong enough. They're not memorable enough. I'm not getting any hooks or anything. Like as a front woman, like I wasn't getting any sort of like vibe from her. Like, oh my god, like she's amazing or anything like that. Like nothing like that. She's got some good screams on her, and that's about it. And she's got a decent enough voice. That's all I've got. And the music around that just doesn't do anything for me. I mean, she had a decent enough reaction, that's for sure. at the venue. You know, there were some people who were loving her set. For me, I wasn't one of those people. Shame to say. Um, Another thing, would you like more band with your backing track? Because that's what it felt like. I mean, a singer, a guitar player, and a drummer, and a fuckload of other shit was going on backing track. Lots of fucking backing track. Like I just think if you're writing that stuff in the studio, why don't you just get a bigger band together? It's gonna look better. It's gonna sound better. It's gonna feel more authentic, and like you just don't have that. Like I just feel like you're doing karaoke. This like I hear it sound like some sort of old head, like, oh, electronic bad, more instruments, please. You know, I I don't want to sound like that guy. I mean, I know some backing tracks can have their uses depending on the band or whatever, but I just feel like if you're relying on it so much, what's the point of even having a drummer and a guitar player when the majority of the other music is just being taken over by Pro Tools? You know, like that's how I felt anyway. So Cassiette, not for me. Sorry. One band that came on next door, the main support band. This band are fucking massive, right? And it's Bad Omens. Okay, so Bad Omens. I feel like I'm shitting on all the support acts at the moment. I didn't really shit on fucking Static Dress. It was just the sound of shit. I feel like I'm really really negative towards all the support acts, but yeah. So Bad Omens are a band. You know, I have given them a try prior to the gig, and they do a type of metalcore that I'm not really into, to be honest. Like, I'll get into why for the gig, but it's just not my type of metalcore. But basically, when Cassiette finished, the whole arena packed out. Everyone got to the floor, and you could look at all the seating area around you. There was there wasn't an empty seat there from what I could see. Like, people were ready for Bad Omens, like big time. Like Bad Omens are massive now. I think they've only got like 1 or 2 albums out, and like they've got like millions of monthly listeners on Spotify, and like people love them. People absolutely love them. Like there's not one person who I have met who don't love Bad Omens. Just me. Just me. And like, the thing is, like before the gig I wanted to like them, I was hoping like the gig would, make me give a different opinion on them. Like, I like to be surprised. Like when I want to listen to something, I want to like it. Like I just thought, well, I don't really like the band's music, but hopefully they'll be better live. Hopefully I get it there. And I couldn't really, to be honest. I don't think they did bad at all. I think they are fine at what they do. I think they're good performers. They are tight, and people loved them. And they're a good addition to the Bring Me the Horizon tour, definitely. And I'd never say they're a shit band or like that. I just felt the whole thing was a bit too processed, too relied on like their clicks, and all of the sharp edges of their music was like rounded off. Like I wasn't feeling any sort of like real grit or punch or anything like that. The rest of the band pretty much stayed still throughout the set. After a song, they'd walk off and then walk back on, and I just found out a bit like, don't know about that. And I mean, I will say they had a big stage production, like they had screens there and stuff, like a full-on light show, and like CO2 smoke, that sort of shit. But yeah, for me, like there was a couple of songs that I could recognize, but the songs that I do recognize, I'm not really a massive fan of, anyways. Yeah, just not what I wanted out of that band, unfortunately. I know a lot of people love that band, and yeah, they're just not for me. And I'm glad people really, really fucking fed off them, because I know a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, that was amazing, that was awesome, they were so good," and I was just like, meh. Basically, yeah, Bad Omens, a fine enough band, just not for me musically. Like when it comes to metalcore, I just like it fucking heavier than that. Really, I just like I don't need it relying on triggered drums and getting turned down on guitars and all that. And soft vocal, heavy vocal, soft vocal, heavy vocal bridge. That sort of thing. It's not really for me. But anyways, we're here to talk about the headliner. Okay, so Bring Me the Horizon, headline in the Newcastle Arena, and like I said before, they were my favorite band of Download last year. I thought they were absolutely stunning, and basically the same has happened here. They were so good, man. They were so good. They changed the set list up from Download last time, and they added a few more songs from different albums and everything, and just made it a bit more varied. Like, so it wasn't too close to what the Download set list was. Like, it had a similar sort of stage setup to Download. Lots of screens, lots of fire, some confetti and everything like that. And like the first half of the show, like, looked really cool. It was sort of like almost like an Iron Maiden sort of show, where it was in like a church, and there was like these stained glass windows, and like there was fire going on behind it, and all that sort of stuff. It was great. It was just so great. Like, before they came on, right, they had like a Metal Gear Solid like main menu intro type thing going on. Like, they had the music and everything. So if you can imagine me seeing that, I fucking lost it. I was like, Metal Gear Solid, yes! Oh my god! Because Download, they had like Resident Evil 2 one, and they came out with a Metal Gear Solid one, and I was like fucking buzzing. It was great. But yeah, setlist was amazing. They added Diamonds Aren't Forever from Suicide Season in there, to which I lost my voice too. I was like, statements for the weak, and they will never rest till they're fucking dead. I was fucking going for it, like, with my voice. Oh god. Like, it's good to know that they're playing heavy stuff still, and I generally like all the new stuff as well. Like, whatever they play, I'm happy with. I'm not one of those people who goes, hey, pray for Plagues now, or play Chelsea Smiles. I'm happy with whatever. But like, when they surprise you with something like Diamonds Aren't Forever, fucking brilliant. Ollie sounded brilliant. Ollie Sykes was awesome. He was great. And his singing was very powerful. His screams and everything. Like, he sounded fucking feral on Diamonds Aren't Forever. Like, full on fucking, well, I never sleep because they was for the weak. It was so good. And I just like his pitter patter as well every now and then. Like you'd be looking out at the crowd, and like there'll be someone on someone's shoulders, and be like, "You alright there, love? You alright?" Or like there was when they played Drown, like he had like a wireless camera with him, and like he'd go out to the front of the crowd and all that, and hug everyone, and while he's singing Drown, and then everyone would go, "Oh, you alright, love? And, what doesn't kill you makes you wish you were dead. Got a hole in my... You alright, love? You alright, mate? Yeah. One more moment of the silence, another thing to imagine me. You alright, mate? Hey, how's it going? They're wet. How's it going? Like, proper full-on Yorkshire. I love it, man. Yeah. Band just sounded tight. Sounded great and everything. The guitars, like, sounded raw and, like, beefy and heavy. Loved Lee Malley's guitar tone, like Kool-Aid as well, playing that live. Like a new addition to the set list. Like, Kool-Aid was brilliant. Like, that was the moment when the whole like church sort of scenery sort of went down, and then all of a sudden there was like this vampire AI robot looking thing, like, all torn up and like chest ripped open and everything, wings and all that came out. It was almost like a digitized Iron Maiden concert, like overlooking everyone. Like, it was fire. And yeah, Kool-Aid was fucking awesome with that little guitar solo as well. Like, that chorus is so infectious, just brilliant. Yeah, just walked out thinking, fucking hell, Bring Me the Horizon, just one of the best at the moment. They are brilliant. It's just so funny, like, when they started coming out in that whole scene, MySpace scene and everything with Suicide Season. I used to look at a band like Bring Me the Horizon and think, they're not going to last long, are they? And look at them now, like headlining festivals and doing sold out UK arena tours. And yeah, it was great. So shout out them. And you know what? Even though I wasn't keen on majority of them, shout out to the support bands who are fucking going out there and getting the name out there. Well done to them. Anyway, so that's it. That's all I gotta talk about. So I'm gonna go now, see you later. I don't know why I just sang that. Anyways, I'm gonna play the new track now, which is available on the SoundCloud. This is a song called Praise the Funk, which I recorded on Twitch. I'm next going to be live on Twitch on... Let me get my Google Calendar up. I'm going to be live on Wednesday the 24th. Yes, Wednesday the 24th at 1 o'clock. 1 p.m. We're going to go live for a couple of hours. And I'm torn between either recording like a daft song we can make up or just doing like a guitar stream, like guitar practice. Like I want to make it quite varied, so we'll see what we can get out on this one. Okay, but yeah, I'll see you on the 24th on the Wednesday, 1 o'clock for the stream. Thank you very much for listening to the podcast, everyone. Much appreciated. It's always good to talk about music, video games, and whatever's happening in life and all that. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to talk to you all. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you on Friday for the new the episode 30 with Jake. Hopefully we should be all good to go for that. And also the Twitch stream on the Wednesday 24th. Yeah, I will see you there for that. If you want to be part of the Discord, links in the description below. And same with the Instagram, links in the description for that. If you want to like get involved with the questions and whatnot. And also, don't forget, we have SoundCloud Minis playlist as well. So all the songs that we getting wrote on Twitch, they will go into there. And you're going to hear one of them now. And this is Praise the Funk. So, see you later, everyone. Take care. Have a good weekend. I love you. Bye. Bye. Bye.